So my topic is what are the fundamental recognition criteria? So currently concept statement 5 defines recognition as the process of formally incorporating an item into the financial statements of an entity as an asset, liability, revenue, expense, or the like. A recognized item is depicted in both words and numbers with the amounts included on the face of the financial statements. And so for an item to be recognized according to the conceptual framework, it needs to meet four fundamental recognition criteria. The first of these is that it must fulfill the definition. So the item meets the definition of an element of the financial statements. And so the conceptual framework defines asset, liability, revenue, expense, gains, losses. It gives a specific definition in the conceptual framework about what item would meet that definition. And so the first criteria is that it meets that definition. The second criteria is that it's measurable. So there's a measurability component. It has a relevant attribute that's measurable with sufficient reliability. Number three is relevance. This means that the information is capable of making a difference to users. So in this case, we've talked a lot about historical cost. That might be the easiest, but at the same time, it might not also be the most relevant. It might not be the most useful. So that's kind of what the relevance. It's the third part of it. The fourth is it must be reliable. So reliability. The information is representationally faithful, verifiable, and it's neutral. So those are the four fundamental revenue criteria. Also, pervasively, an item that is attempting to be recognized has to fulfill the cost threshold. So there's the overall pervasive cost restraint. It has to be within appropriate means in order for it to be recognized, and also it's subject to a materiality threshold. So in the book there's a chart that lists all of these four criteria. But if it's not cost efficient or cost effective, then it's not going to be recognized. And so those two are kind of the overarching, and then the four criteria kind of fall underneath it. Just the specific example of something that we recognize, just for revenue, we just got done doing the revenue recognition topic. For revenue, it's recognized whenever it's earned and it's realizable. And so in that case, whenever it meets those two criteria, it's going to be presented on the financial statements. And so each item has its own set of recognition, but these are the overall recognition constraints. Thanks.